Can you hear me? Can you see me? No, no. Anybody? Anybody? What is the delay? Okay, wait. Oh no. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I literally can't tell if anyone can hear or see me because my button says remove. Okay. Oh, I see me now. I see me now. Hi. Hi. What up, my G's? My loopies? So, welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod. Great, beautiful, blessed Monday. We are in the middle of June already, y'all. I need this month to chill all the way out, okay? Because, like, why are you going so fast? Where are you going? What you got to do? I don't understand. But anywho, toaster strudel, please let me know if you see me, if you hear me. You should be hearing and seeing me on Facebook, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook, YouTube, and oh, we're not on Tickety Talkity today. So sorry, so sorry. I love y'all, but I also have a guest today. We got company, people. We got company. If you don't know who I am, by the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm Tenille Stewart, and I guide people through reclaiming their identity and designing a full life, even after diagnosis. So today we got a banger. We got a banger. I'm so excited. Okay, so remember I had a friend on the pod like 100 years ago, Connie Super C. Yeah. Okay, so Super C, she had MS when she was growing up, and we had a great convo. But she also had her own podcast. She's on a little hiatus right now, but she had her own podcast, and she had this guest on, and she told me like recently, girl, do you know that this guest I had all of these updates happening and this and that, and I was like, wait a minute, I gotta meet her. And so she introduced us, right? And she's incredible. Like, I understand having a lot of ideas in your brain and being like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And just never doing the follow through. She did the follow through. She did it. All the follow through things. It's crazy. I'm so excited for y'all to talk to her. She's a super professional. She's a cancer survivor. She is super sweet and funny, and I love her so far. So I'm sure you're going to love her too. So please welcome to the pod, Olivia Sanchez. Wow, my boxer voice.
Hey.
I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, here she is. Wait, did it happen? Okay. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I can't see her here. I know I added her to the stage. Wait, are you there? What happened?
There you go. Now I'm here.
Yay! Perfect. I told you, it's being weird. StreamYard, get your lives together, please. Thank you so much. Okay, so Olivia, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad we were able to connect and do this,
Yes.
super quick, put it all together.
Right. I mean, it's an emergency. We had to do it. We had to do it. So, Olivia, please, introduce yourself to the audience. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm Olivia, and I am from Dallas, Texas. So born, bred, been here pretty much my whole life. We had a brief stint in Kansas City, but I consider myself a born and raised Texas girly.
Yeah.
And I am a product manager by day at Cigna, but by night I am a tech health entrepreneur and founder, and I do all the things. My personal mission is to make healthcare make sense for patients. It the way that the landscape is right now, I would describe it as a hellscape. It
Mm.
makes it very hard for people who are just trying to manage their conditions have any kind of success with that. And so rather than, focusing on making a doctor's life easier, making a pharmacist's life easier, my goal is to make the patient's life easier. That is what I am driven by.
Amen. Talk about it, preach, do all the things. Okay. So, um, I want to talk about your story because I
Yeah.
want people to understand where you're coming from. We were just talking before, and just having the experience of being a sick person and being somebody who's doing something about the way our lives end up is so different because a lot of people are just taken away in the ocean of like the sick. They're just like, I've got the sick. And then they are just fighting to stay alive and don't even have the brain capacity to think about anyone else in the space. Even though the more of us that wrangle ourselves to do that, the better
Mhm.
for all of us.
Mhm.
So take us through, oh, gosh. Okay. I want to talk about that really quick first, and then we're
Yep.
going to take through the cancer part. So, uh, explain again how you think of sick people,
Yep.
the vocab word you
So
introduced to me.
having a chronic illness or having a life-changing diagnosis is, you're suddenly thrust onto an island, right? But when you think about all of us together, I like to think about it as an archipelago. So, an archipelago, if you don't remember from school, is a chain of islands. So, think about the Philippines, right? It is a group of islands all together. Everybody who deals with chronic illness and sickness and these life changing diagnoses have their own island, but when you look at us all together, we're all kind of in the same space and are really all connected together. So it is very much like an archipelago. And my the reason why I think about it this way is because everybody's experience is a little bit different, but we're all kind of in the same space. We experience a lot of the same things. There's a lot of the same trends that
Yeah.
we all kind of deal with, especially when it comes to trying to advocate for ourselves, trying to find the right resources, trying to put things together. And so rather than thinking about like, well, my experience is my experience, I wanted to find the common threads between all of us and make it easier for everyone to manage their experience more effectively.
Yes. We appreciate you. You're doing God's work. I'm real serious because like I said, it's just hard to think about anyone else when you just like fighting tooth and nail to figure out whatever for yourself. And like, when people are like, don't gatekeep, sick people be gatekeeping all the time. Like,
Oh,
thank you
I
so
am
much.
1000% not a gatekeeper.
Thank
I
you.
am when I got first diagnosed, it was like dunked in cold water, threw into the pot, whatever metaphor you want to use
Right.
there.
Right.
But after I went into remission the first time, so just like highlight, right? I got diagnosed at 28. I'm now 33.
Hmm.
I went through the really intensive scorched earth chemo. First, I did radiation, I've done surgery, I've done all of the things.
Hmm.
When I got through all of that first part, it was about 18 months. And after that first set of like complete chaos, I and got into like a remission state at that point. So I was 30 when that happened. Um, what I realized was that there was so much information that I had. And as I was starting to talk about it with other people, because they, would ask me, like, well, how are you doing? And all of that. As I started to talk about it with other people, I realized that there were people in my life who I had known since I was like conceived. These are like my mom's friends
Yeah.
who are like, oh, yeah, I totally had cancer when I was like, 35 and da 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 da. And like I had a mastectomy and this. And I was like, where was this information when I was doing the thing? Like that
Right.
would have been really helpful to
Right.
know how to manage this kind of stuff. And so I started a blog because I was like, I'm going to write all this stuff down because people need to
Yes.
know about the good, the bad, the ugly. Here are the products that I use. I get a lot of questions from my blog about, hey, my friend just got diagnosed. What kind of, anti-nausea medicine did you ask for? Those types of tactical questions, but
Yeah.
even stuff like, I get heartburn really bad at night. What type of pillow should I order from Amazon?
Right.
And I have like a list of recommendations, and all of this type of stuff would have been really helpful when I first got diagnosed, because then I would have felt more prepared.
Right.
Um
Right. They give us
and
a list for
so
everything else. Everything else.
yeah.
when you're sick, they're just like, I don't know, take this drug and like be fine. But like you go camping, they're like, this is your checklist. They're like this
Exactly.
YouTube videos everywhere for travel hacks and like bring this and that, or like fashion. Like there's more sick people than fashionable people. There's more
Mhm.
sick people than people that are going camping. There are more sick. Our community is bigger. Y'all need to stop gatekeeping. We appreciate you, Olivia.
Yeah, and I'm like, one of the major like milestones that I really talk a lot about on my blog and just like in general is the first time I lost my hair. Like I
Mm,
talk about how traumatic that was. Like
mm,
what did I do? Um like how did I like prepare myself? And then when I found out that I my cancer came back, I really was like I spent a lot of time talking about and thinking about, I'm going to lose my hair again. I just got it back and now I
right,
get to lose it all again.
right,
So, taking the things that I learned previously, I wrote them down and now I'm like sharing that with other people because there's just so much stuff that goes on with being sick and having these diagnoses that we don't talk about. And then it makes it really hard for people who are starting to, go through this and find information about how do I deal with this thing that's like brand new.
right. So the okay, we're on such a tangent. We haven't even explained what happened to you, but like it is so true. Like having stories of like hope that aren't like extraordinarily extreme and stuff like that. It's just like this happens regularly to many, many people, and you are not
Mhm.
alone. And we all have handled it like in our own way, but this might help you is a beautiful way. Like it doesn't have to be like extreme do this and extreme do that. Like just do some things that we've done and try it out for yourself and see what happens. Okay, so Olivia,
Mm.
28-year-old Olivia, what happened? How did you get diagnosed? Where did that come from? I was 28. I was already sick, but like 28 is pretty a willy-nilly age, kind of. You know what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah.
30. You're like, I'm still in my 20s. I'm still like, I'm young and sexy. Wait a minute. Where did
Yeah.
cancer come into the story and what happened?
Yeah. So, when I turned 20, so I was 28 when I got diagnosed, and a couple of things to note beforehand, right? The year before I was diagnosed, I was going through IVF with my husband. So we
Wow.
had started doing one round of IVF. It ended up not working, but because of all of the drugs and stuff, they tell you when you get, you start that process like, oh, well, there's a possibility that you could potentially, develop cancer. They say it's like 2% or something like that. And it's like, oh, you don't think about that, doesn't feel like a high percentage. Well, after we ended doing IVF, I was doing a regularly scheduled breast exam and just like on myself, and I noticed that I had this like pebble olive size lump in my breast. And I was like, well, that's weird. That's never been there before. So I had my husband check it, make sure I wasn't crazy, and which he thoroughly enjoyed. But
Right.
I had him
You're like,
check it.
you know these things. Tell me, does this
Exactly,
feel normal?
exactly.
That's
And so I just happened to have like that same week a uh, annual physical with my PCP and my primary care physician. And I just brought it up during my exam, like, hey, I found this like weird spot. Do you think that it should be something that I should be concerned about? And she was like, absolutely, we need to go get this checked right now, today. I'm gonna
wow.
call and get you scheduled for an appointment to get a mammogram done and do all of the biopsies and all of that stuff. Fast forward like 2 weeks, or like a week later, I've had my biopsy done. I've had my mammogram done. My doctor calls and says, "Hey, I need you to come in because we need to have a chat," which is like code for there's something terrible that I cannot tell you over the phone.
Right.
So
It's akin to we need to talk. If you're like
exactly,
in a relationship.
exactly.
Yeah. So just overarching testimony right here. Did you hear the lesson in that little bit of the story? She had a regular scheduled uh, primary visit scheduled already. She was doing regular self exams on breast exams, as
Mm-hmm.
you should. And look at her being a responsible young adult. Hello? Are we doing that, people? Are you taking notes? I need you to
Yeah,
do this.
don't wait till they tell you like, "Oh, well, you need to get a mammogram when you're 40." Don't wait. Like
Right.
if you are a person with boobs, and even some men like, I think everyone should just like know their body, right, in
Right.
general, but
Right.
like if you are a person with breast tissue, you need to make sure that you are checking on the regular. Know what your boobs feel like. Know, if you have a partner, they definitely know what it feels like. So
Right.
have them check.
That's
Like
so smart. That's so smart. Hey, 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 look at this. Do you remember this being here? I don't remember.
exactly. Like that's basically what I did is I just asked him like I don't remember this being there a couple months ago. Do you like has that always been there? Am I crazy? And he was like, "No, that's new and
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
You should definitely talk to your doctor about
Go,
that."
husband, go. Thank you, husband. Okay, so you get the biopsy, you wait, you go into the appointment to talk about it because they
Mhm.
don't want to tell you over the phone. Not a great sign, not great, but here we go. Yep.
Yep. So my husband and I happened to be off that day. So we went into the doctor's office together and um my husband is a Cancer uh star sign, so he's very emotional
My dad is
and
a
he
Cancer.
was very upset about this diagnosis because my doctor was basically like, "Listen, it's cancer. This is the next steps. Here's who I'm going to refer you to." Um He's very, very upset. Like his he tells me regularly, like his first thought was, uh, my wife's gonna die. Like
Oh
that
my
was his
god.
first thought, like immediate jump to the worst
Yeah,
possible
that's very
conclusion.
Cancer. Very Cancer. My dad was a Cancer. He's named like it's an emergency. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, me being the Virgo, I'm like, okay, let me grab my pen and paper and like let's take notes. What are we doing first? What is step one? Who do I need to call? Who do I need to talk to? Like that was, the my route of handling it, like less
Queen.
emotional, much
Queen.
more like tactical, focused, strategic planning.
Yes. We love that for
And
you.
that's I
So
mean, that's basically what kicked off the whole thing.
so you're first and foremost, you were just like brain. You were just like, we're gonna figure something out. That it wasn't
Mhm.
like no panic. You were just Bruce Lee, calm, still, very like zen.
I mean, I definitely had some panic, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I was definitely upset afterwards, but my first inclination is and has always been, okay, that does not sound good. Let's make a plan. Like that has always
Mm,
been the way that I handle things in like just in life in general. And which served me very well in this, new way of handling things.
right.
But I think the other part of it too was with my partner, with my husband, it is very much like only one of us can be emotional at one time. So
Mm,
he was being really emotional and I needed him like it's like, okay,
yeah.
you're gonna fall apart. I cannot fall apart, right?
Right.
And
Okay.
what we've done like through this whole thing is we've kind of switched back and forth, right? So if I'm dealing with a lot of really hard stuff, which, dealing with the hair loss was really the hardest part, like the first big hurdle for me.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
dealing with, the ongoing symptom management and stuff, when I'm falling apart, he doesn't. So it's very much like we had to figure out what was going to be the right balance because only one of us can fall apart at once. We can't both be falling apart.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's the same for a lot of people with chronic illness and have partners. Like only one person can have a meltdown at a time.
Right. Put in the comments, y'all, if you are in a relationship or a partnership of some kind where only one of you has chronic illness. Is that true for you? I'm just curious. I just want to
Yeah.
see the numbers. So put it in the comments, even if it's for the replay. I'm really curious if that's true. I well when I first was sick, I was partnerless. But then when I had like my like medical journal flare up, I had a boyfriend going into that flare up. I did not have a boyfriend leaving that flare up. He
Mm.
could not handle it. It was
Mhm.
meltdown time, and broke up with my mother. Like, hey, can't do this. Let her know when she wakes up. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. So I feel like that could really be true. So you find out you're making a plan, and like for me, after diagnosis, that like the interim to where I kind of got my footing was just like whirlwind, 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 appointment and thing, blood and like, what was that like as a 28-year-old? I promise you, I would be like a baby. I would arms above head, screaming and running. Like I would not be okay. So, what? How did you do that?
Yeah, so the cancer center was actually super helpful when it came to this, right? So the cancer center that I went to, which is Texas Oncology, they have a binder that they give you on your first appointment that includes resources related to your diagnosis. They have in there like a planner, like they've got some resources available. So it kind of gives you a place to capture your thoughts, start that kind of thing. Um, so that was helpful, right? Like that was definitely a helpful starting place. What I found was is that it was a lot of generic information. So a lot of like, um, here are the 15 things that could potentially happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when they talk about, here are all of the medications you're going to receive, it just feels like it's a laundry list of stuff. And as you're reading through a lot of this material, one, it's not in regular people speak. A lot of
Right.
it is written out for medical professionals,
It's
nurses,
medical
doctors.
needs. Medical needs.
Mhm.
It's
Yes,
not. Yeah.
definitely. And I spent probably the first, so I got diagnosed when I was 28. I had my 29th birthday, which was like on a Wednesday in September. So it's now been like 3 weeks, right?
Mm. Oh my God.
I in that 3 weeks, I got a port put in, a Metaport. I had an appointment with my surgeon, and I started chemo within those 3 weeks, right? So
Well,
I
happy
literally
birthday to
went
you. Wow.
from 0 to, like,
A
a
million. Uh-huh. Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and what I found was, like, as I'm looking through this material and I'm reading through it and I'm, like, trying to understand, there just was so much stuff that was not relevant to me. It was like, here are some general guidelines and here are some general ideas and here's, 5 things that you can do to alleviate nausea, none of
Right.
which worked for me.
Right.
Um, and trust me, I tried. So
Yeah.
I
It's like
had to
desperate
find.
trying to the spaghetti at the wall thing, like whatever sticks, let me try it. But also, if you are in the 2% of people
Mhm.
that would acquire cancer after going under IVF, wouldn't you think I'm going to be a little unique in my needs and methods and that kind of thing? Like, it's so crazy that doctors are just like, well, it's what the book says. So here, take this. Like, it's so ridiculous that they don't think of like the exceptions to the rules because there's so many of us. Every
Yeah.
time something happened to me, they're like, oh, that can't happen. That's never happened in my 87 billion years of practice. I was like, I don't care. My body's doing this right now. Fix
Yeah.
me right now. So,
Yeah.
okay.
It,
So you turned
and
29.
that's been like my whole journey too. Is like, so not only did I so the standard for the type of cancer that I have, right? So breast cancer has different classifications and there's like different types and ways of treating each type.
Mhm.
The type of cancer that I have is different because it is more aggressive, it's more difficult to treat. It
Mm,
also, fun fact, appears in Hispanics at a higher frequency than any other population. So it's
it's
triple
not
negative
fun. That's
breast
not
cancer.
fun. No, don't like
Yep.
that.
Triple negative breast cancer. If you're Hispanic, definitely like pay attention to that. Um, so not only does it make it harder for me to treat, it limits the amount of options that I have, but I also developed an allergy to their quote unquote standard protocol.
Oh
And I
no.
had to go on an entirely different journey than what the quote unquote standard is treatment wise for triple negative breast cancer.
No.
So then it's like, well, why did you give me this book? Because none of this like is relevant to me anymore. Because now I'm like, not only was I on 2%, but now I'm like in the 0.2% that has this
Right.
allergy.
That is crazy. And oh my gosh, I need more people to know this. Like in the medical field, people who are sick, like just because they say this is the standard, whatever, the bippity
Hmm.
boppity and the boopity, I don't care. Like, don't let them tell you like this is the only way because there's always another way. Because
Yeah.
nobody, we had a comment and says, you meet one person with chronic illness, you meet one person. No
Hmm.
two are alike. It's so true. Like everyone's sick, and everyone treating the sick has this attitude of like, oh, well, that just happens to them, and this is how it works by the book. There are no textbooks that are on you. When you were born, you are different from every other sibling. I don't care if you are a
Hmm.
twin. Things are not going to happen for you exactly the way that it happened for someone else. The only thing we have in common is being able to have hope, being able to be proactive, being able
Hmm.
to have community. So y'all get on that. Get on that. Um, so you go through this, it's moderately traumatic, but you're taking notes. You're
Yep.
taking notes.
Yep.
And I tell everyone to take notes all the time. Are you listening? Are you listening? Take notes. Take notes. Take notes. I don't know if you know that song, people. If you are a what is that, early 2000s child, then you would know. But so you took notes, and when did you decide to make this an app situation, or like what prompted you to go into this part of the situation?
Yeah, so a couple of things that kind of prompted me to go into it. So like I said, my cancer reoccurred, and the way that we found it was because I kept developing pneumonia and
Mm,
pneumonitis, which
mm.
pneumonitis is inflammation in your lungs.
Wow.
And what happened was they did a scan and they noticed this spot on my lungs, and it was a reoccurrence of my original cancer. So it was like, okay, well, that's weird. And it meant that I needed to go back on, start undergoing treatment and stuff again. Um, and what I found was is that my notebook that I had been using to like track my appointments and make notes and all that, not only was it getting empty, right? Like I was running
Mhm.
out of pages.
Yeah, yeah.
But also I couldn't share it with my parents easily. Um, we had a couple of emergency like medical situations where I had to be rushed to the hospital and I was not able to bring my materials with me. And the third thing was is my husband could not remember all of the things that had happened to me
Mhm.
in a way that he could easily communicate to the doctors or the EMTs or anything like that, right? And I kept thinking to myself like there has got to be a better way to do this. There's
Mhm.
got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. So I experimented with a couple of different things. One, I tried Notion, which is a database app that I use for other areas of my life.
Mhm.
Um, they had like a template that I could try, and so I tried that for a little while. Not great, not easy to use, a lot of text related capabilities, which was fine, except nobody's going to read all that.
Right. That part. It needs to be like succinct because it starts to sound to people who are not going through it just like medical jargon and medical speak and medical needs because they're not going through it and they don't even know what half the words mean. And in an emergency situation,
Yeah,
your husband, your loved one, your mother, your whatever, got to be able to be like this, bullet points, dot, quick, easy.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So I started drafting out on paper, like, okay, well, if I was going to put something together on my phone, what would that look like? Right? Like, what if I was to build an app, what would it look like? And I do this for a living at Cigna, and I've done it for other places too. Um, and so I started drafting out on paper, like, okay, these are all the things that I would want to do. And I was talking to a couple of other people about it. I was like, "Oh, I just have like this general idea. I think it would be kind of cool, da da da." And they were like, "Do you know who would really benefit from that? My mom,
Mm,
my auntie, my child." Like
yeah.
all of these, I started connecting with all of these people in my life and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's like a great idea. Why doesn't that exist?" And as I was doing, market research, what I found was that there are apps that do this work, but they don't do it well. They're either
Mm,
doing one of two things. They're either going real hard into the data, right? So, lots of think like your Apple Health Watch data on steroids, or they're going into a lot of like touchy feely, this is how I'm feeling today kind of thing.
mhm,
There wasn't really anything in the middle that was focused in on finding the connections around your data and what you're experiencing day to day, but also having a place where you can keep information that would be critical for an emergency situation.
right.
You have, what I was finding in the market was like, well, here's an app that holds just emergency critical information, and here's an app where you can track your symptoms, and here's an app that does this other thing. And it's just like, there's too many places to
Mm-hmm.
do all that. And as somebody who is sick, there is a limited amount of brain capacity, energy capacity, thought
Mm-hmm.
processing ability that
Hmm.
I have.
Talk about it.
And it's like, okay, am I going to expend how much of this, limited battery that I have available am I going to spend on this
Right.
and still do all the other things in my life, like manage my household and, spend time with my husband and take care of my
Literally
pets and my
anything. Like,
plants and like all
feed
of these other
yourself. Like,
things.
there's always some kind of, I don't even want to say sacrifice because you're getting something out of it. So like an
It's a trade-off.
investment, an investment of your time and energy. When you have a chronic illness of any kind, your energy limit is a hard stop. It's
Mhm.
not like we can just like just push through and just no. Like if I need to be horizontal, I'm horizontal. I've done Zoom classes that I've taught or been in that I've had to be laying down because there was no possible way for me to be sitting straight up. And it just is what it is. Like
Yep.
you accommodate what you must do, what you get to choose to love to do to keep your life going. That's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, just, use this, a little bit of that, and try this, and da, da, da. Like, yeah, I'll try all the things. I will investigate all the things. But
Sure.
my energy and my capability is at a hard stop. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going into a flare because you want me to, like, you know, figure out 3 apps to make one thing work. So we're grateful for you. Thank you, Olivia.
So that's kind of where that's where this idea and for health harmony is born from, is out of all the things that you have to do to manage your illness and manage your life, right?
Mhm.
How can I put all of that together, make it make sense in layman's people terms, and then turn it into something that I can use to support conversations with my doctor, right?
Right.
So, one of the key features that I really built the app around is this check in module. The check in is basically three things: how are you feeling today? And what is your energy level? And those are two different things, right?
Yeah.
So, two different things. What's your energy level look like? And then, are there any notes that you want to add about today? And the app is designed to pull all of this data together and start outlining for you trends of like, here are all the things that you have put into this app, and there's, some trend data that you probably want to start looking at with your doctor. So
Right.
for example, one of the things that I found out is that it's because of the medication that I have to take, I developed an allergy to bananas, which is like weird and random and like not in any of the literature that I've
Yeah.
read about my
Same.
condition.
Same.
So, um, what I noticed is like, and smoothies in general, right? As somebody with a chronic illness, like sometimes that's like the easiest thing that you can eat in a
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. And
And
it's a good texture. Like that's a given that I put that in a smoothie. It's like it's a good calorie boost
mhm,
when you have like a need, and it makes the smoothie like creamier and whatever. Like it's a base of most smoothies, honestly.
yeah. So I developed this allergy, and what I noticed is that I would, drink this like I would drink the smoothie and then I would end up with hives.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
was like not making the connection until I like started like writing it down. And then I took it to my doctor and he was like, "Oh yeah, this, like, oh okay, well let's talk about it." And he was like, "Well, what medications are you taking, while you're doing this?" And so we started looking at my medicines. Come to find out that some of the cancer medications that I take have the potential for you to have these allergic reactions to potassium.
Jeez. And that's not
Didn't
even
know that.
the highest potassium food, which is so interesting. I know like that's the one that everyone has pushed my whole life, but like as a food major, like that's it's not the highest potassium, but like it's the one that people I guess probably eat the most regular, maybe.
Right.
Um so yeah, it's such weird symptoms and weird like what in the world? Like why? How?
But like that's stuff that you would want to have like documented in your app, right? And you can start the idea would be like you could start noticing these types of trends and then be able to show your doctor like on a piece of paper or on
Mhm.
your phone, here are the things that I am doing in between the times that I am seeing you, and here's what's happening to me.
Right. Right.
This is about you as the patient, not about, well, everyone, everyone that we've ever studied does this, and everyone that we've ever, like, the literature all says this. It's about you as the patient being able to say, I understand that this is what the medical textbooks say, and like, I get it. But this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm doing. This is the data that I'm using to back up this information. And I need you to listen to me about this.
Yeah. Yeah. It needs to be that's your textbook on you. This is your literature on yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
you have all the facts and figures. And it's important to keep track. And making it as easy as possible is paramount. Like it is so, so, so important. More than any able-bodied person will know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the push through is not it's not available for us the way it is available for y'all. Y'all healthy people, get off your behind, do something exciting because we have a hard time doing it. Thank you so much. I don't know if that was mean. I'm sorry. But okay, so I gotta wrap up soon, but I wanted to tell you I appreciate too that you explain or the first time we ever spoke that you acknowledge and understand that all cancers are chronic illnesses
Mm-hmm.
and not just your specific fancy cancer that is a harder cancer to cure.
Yeah.
Um, but like, if you've ever been diagnosed with a cancer, it is an ongoing thing that you need to be paying attention to for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, any kind of app like this or planner like the planner is very much something you need to keep track of, like forever and ever. Amen. This is not,
Mm-hmm.
well, I had cancer and now it's over and bibbity bobbity boopity. No, you need to be keeping track of the rest of your life. I wanted to, we have a comment on Instagram that I didn't say that was really good. Um, oh, a couple now. I'm the emotional one and my spouse is the grounding. The sky is not falling calm. I love Um, the spoons, yes. Budgeting your energy in chronic illness is mostly done with spoons, and
Yes.
yeah, so other spoonies will understand. And I'll repost the graphic I had with the spoon definition because I know a lot of people when I'm like, girl, I got two spoons left and I got half a day to go, and people are looking at me with dead eyes like, what she's talking about spoons. What does that mean? So yes, I'm gonna explain that in another post. Keep a lookout for that. Um, but thank you for explaining what is the kiwi Connie, you said Kiwi is great too. Is another app? Question mark. But yes, this was a great interview. I'm so grateful, Olivia. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so people can find me on I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on all the socials. Um, if you are interested, we are working on, so we, myself and my tech co-founder, who is amazing and actually doing the dev work on the app, um, we are creating a beta testing community for people in this type of situation with chronic illness who would like to have a say on where the app goes, right? I like it was mentioned before, when you've met one person with a chronic illness, you've met one person.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the end all be all in how this app should work and function and exist out in the world. I want to build it for people who are going to be using it. And we have a community that I'm building right now to um, kind of capture people who are interested in having some influence on where the app goes. And that website is health-harmony.co, and you can sign up to join our waiting list for when the beta is released. And yeah, that's kind of where you can find me. The last thing that I'll say is that when it comes to chronic illness management, right, there is so much power in data and knowing yourself enough to be able to confidently go into conversations with medical professionals.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I want to really build as part of this app is give people the confidence to go in with the data and say to their doctors, this is the data on me.
Yeah.
This is about me. Be selfish and be able to advocate for themselves much more clearly and ultimately create the care plans that make sense for them.
Right.
Not based on what some textbook has said, not based on, what the generally accepted body of knowledge is. Care plans that are created for you, by you, with the support of your doctor,
Right.
right? And having the data can make all the difference in having that conversation.
Amen. Love that. Love it. So I'm gonna have all her links in all the descriptions everywhere that I can have it. Please sign up for this. We need it to be FUBU, for you, by you. Don't wait until it's over and then complain about it. Come help us fix it. Okay. We want real life people, and the people in my community, my clients, are going to be signing up to help. Like anybody who I have access to, you're invited to help. Please let me know if you'd like to help. DM me. I'm gonna post her link so you can click on it and sign up for yourself. Y'all, this is very important work that we're doing. And speaking of very important work, okay, do you know there's 1 week, 1 week and a day left until my masterclass comes out, y'all. Do not delay. Sign up today. Ooh, she's a rapper. Okay, so I have literally changed the date back to the Tuesday because people like to complain about things, and that's okay. It's fine. But here we are. Oh, where media links? Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay, so this very important masterclass, do not delay. Sign up today. It is from illness to brilliance. Is the picture popping up? I've been having issues with this. I'm gonna press it again.
Yeah,
I
you're
hope
good.
it doesn't. You see the picture? Okay, good, good, good.
Yes.
Okay, from illness to brilliance, how to rebuild your health, energy, and life. Vegan edition. Stop playing. You want help to figure out how you're eating and how does it affect what you're doing medically with yourself here. How you can improve the way your medications are working for you. How to improve the way your life is functioning in general. Get in my masterclass. Do not wait until the end of it and be like, oh, I just missed it. Bippity boppity boopity. Get in there. Sign up today. If the link is everywhere, if you haven't signed up yet, and you cannot find the link, it's fine. If you can't find it, DM me. I will send you the link. This is not the one to miss, okay? I am not willing to have all this help available for you and you not see it and not be in the room. Get in the room where it happens, and it is happening in this room, okay? All right. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Olivia, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I hope this picture goes away. Did it go away? No.
Yes, it did. You're good.
Okay, I'm on the illest delay. I don't know if it's my internet. But thank you so much. Honestly, such a great interview, such a great time, such a great app. I'm so excited for it to be super insanely successful because I really believe it can be. Okay, you guys reach out to Olivia. I'm gonna put her everywhere, like I said, and have a gorgeous day. Stay happily healed. Bye.